If your zip codes or ID numbers keep losing their leading zeros, you're not imagining it. Most tools assume anything that looks like a number should be treated as a number, and numbers don't keep extra zeros in front. The real goal is simple: preserve the digits exactly as given without breaking sorting, matching, or exporting later. In this video, I'll show you a clean mental model for fixing leading zeros the right way. You'll learn when to store values as text, when to use formatting, and how to avoid the classic text error warnings that show up afterward. We'll also cover imports, pasting, formulas, and exports, because that's where zeros usually get lost. By the end, you'll have a repeatable workflow for zip codes, employee IDs, product codes, and any fixed-length identifier. No hacks that fall apart later, just methods that stay stable when the file gets shared, filtered, or merged with other data. Next step. First, let's clarify what's actually happening. A zip code like 01234 is not a quantity. It's an identifier made of digits. The moment a spreadsheet or database interprets it as a numeric value, 01234 becomes 1234 because leading zeros have no meaning in math. That's why the fix depends on your intent. If you need calculations, you want a number. If you need exact characters, you want text. Many people try to force zeros back in visually, then later wonder why lookups fail or exports strip them again. So here's the rule of thumb. Identifiers should be stored as text, or stored as a number plus a display format that is guaranteed to travel with the data. The tricky part is that different steps in your workflow, importing, copy-paste, and exporting, can silently change types. Once you understand type changes, the problem becomes predictable and easy to prevent. Next step. Now let's separate two approaches that people mix up: formatting and conversion. Formatting means the underlying value stays numeric, but you choose a display pattern like 00000, so 1234 shows as 01234. Conversion means the stored value becomes text, so it literally contains the characters 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Formatting is great when you truly want a number underneath, like a fixed-width code used only for display. But formatting can break when you export to CSV, copy into another system, or send the file to someone whose tool doesn't preserve formats. Conversion to text is safer for identifiers because the digits are preserved as data, not just appearance. The trade-off is that text won't behave like a number in math. That's usually fine for zip codes and IDs. So your decision is about what must survive: calculations or exact digits across systems. Next step. Let's talk about the most common failure point: importing data. When you open a CSV, many tools auto-detect types. If a column looks numeric, it becomes numeric, and your zeros vanish before you even touch the file. The best fix is to control the column type during import. Tell the importer that the zip or ID column is text, not general or numeric. If your tool allows an import wizard, use it. If it allows a schema, define that field as a string. If you can't control import types, use a staging step. Import into a raw table, then create a clean column that explicitly converts to text with the correct padding. The key is to prevent auto-detection from making the decision for you. Once you treat import as a deliberate step, leading zeros stop being a recurring mystery and become a one-time configuration. Next step. If the damage is already done, and you have numbers like 1234 that should be 01234, you need a reliable repair method. The clean approach is decide the target length, then pad on the left with zeros. Conceptually, you take the value, convert it to text, and add zeros until it reaches the required width. For zip codes in the US, that's usually 5 digits, sometimes 9 with a dash. For employee IDs, it might be 6 or 8. The important part is consistency. Every value in the column should end up the same length, unless your business rules say otherwise. Also, watch out for values that are longer than the target length. Padding won't fix those, and you shouldn't truncate them without confirming they're valid. A good repair process includes a quick validation step. Check length, check for blanks, and check for unexpected characters before you lock it in. Next step. A big source of frustration is the numbers stored as text warning. Sometimes it's helpful, but for zip codes and IDs, it can be a false alarm. The warning is basically saying, this looks numeric, but it's text. If the column is an identifier, that's exactly what you want. The real problem is inconsistency. Some rows are numbers, some are text. That's when sorting and matching get weird. So the goal isn't to eliminate every warning. The goal is to make the column consistently typed and consistently shaped. If your organization requires removing warnings, do it intentionally. Either convert the entire column to text and accept it, or keep it numeric and apply a fixed width format. What you should avoid is fixing warnings row by row, because that creates mixed types again. Consistency beats cosmetic cleanliness every time in data work. Next step. Copy-paste is another place zeros disappear. When you paste from a website, an email, or another spreadsheet, the receiving tool may reinterpret the values. One practical habit is to set the destination column to text before pasting. That way, the tool is less likely to auto-convert. Another approach is paste values into a pre-typed text column, instead of normal paste that brings formatting and types along. If you're pasting into a system that insists on numeric parsing, you can temporarily prefix a character, like an apostrophe, to force text. But be careful, that apostrophe becomes part of the stored value in some systems, and it can break matching later. A safer pattern is to paste into a staging area, then generate a clean output column using a controlled conversion and padding step. It's one extra step, but it prevents silent corruption. Next step. Lookups and joins are where leading zero problems become expensive. If one table stores an ID as text, like 001234, and another stores it as the number 1234, they won't match in many tools. Even when a tool tries to coerce types, you can get partial matches or unexpected blanks. The fix is to standardize before you match. Choose a single canonical representation for the key, usually text with the correct padding, and apply it to every dataset that participates in the join. Then validate uniqueness. IDs should not collide after padding. Also check for whitespace. A trailing space can make 001234 fail to match 001234, even though they look identical. So your checklist before any merge is same type, same length, no hidden spaces, and no missing values. Do that and your lookups become boring, in the best way. Next step. Exports are the final trap. A lot of people fix leading zeros inside a spreadsheet, then export to CSV and lose them again. That's because CSV is just raw text, and the next program that opens it will guess types all over again. To make exports stable, you need to export the identifier as text in the file itself, not just as a visual format. That usually means ensuring the stored value is text before export. If you must keep it numeric internally, consider exporting a separate export key column that is text padded and export that instead. Also be careful with automated pipelines that resave files. Each step can reinfer types. The durable approach is store identifiers as strings in the source of truth, and only convert to numbers in temporary calculation fields. That way, the data survives round trips between systems without silently changing shape. Next step. Let's wrap this into a simple workflow you can reuse. Step 1. Classify the column, identifier or quantity. Step 2. Define the rule, target length, allowed characters, and whether dashes are permitted. Step 3. Enforce type at the earliest point, ideally import. Step 4. If you must repair, create a new clean column using text conversion plus left padding. Step 5. Validate with quick checks, length distribution, duplicates, blanks, and unexpected symbols. Step 6. Use the clean column for joins, filters, and exports. This sounds formal, but it saves hours because it prevents recurring "why doesn't this match" problems, and it scales. Whether you have 50 rows or 5 million, the logic is the same. Consistent type, consistent shape, and a validation step before you trust the results. If you adopt that mindset, leading zeros stop being a recurring annoyance and become a solved problem. Next step. Before you go, here are a few edge cases worth remembering. Some identifiers are not purely digits. They can include letters, slashes, or check digits. In those cases, treating the field as text is not optional. Another edge case is international postal codes, which often contain letters and spaces. Also, don't assume every value should be padded to the same length, unless that's a real rule. Some systems use variable length IDs, and adding zeros can create IDs that never existed. Finally, be careful with helpful cleaning that removes leading zeros as if they were typos. If the business meaning depends on the exact string, the leading zero is part of the identity. If you want one practical takeaway, It's this: decide the rule with the data owner, then enforce it consistently. If you do that, the tools stop fighting you. If you want more videos like this, subscribe. And for a quick check-in, which do you deal with more? A. Zip codes, or B. Internal IDs? Small tweaks compound into massive performance gains. Subscribe to catch the next workflow optimization.